guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a review of Liz Houston's Dreamkeeper's Tarot, and this is one that I got as a gift actually from my dad and my stepmom for my birthday. I was totally surprised. I was like, what? You guys got me a tarot deck? Like, and it's so, they're not like really that woo-woo, like I've always talked about my dad being like Mr. Macho Man, and it was just like just so cool, to be able to like, where they were like excited and they were like, we knew you would like it, it's your type of art, and we know you like cards and stuff like that. I was like, oh my gosh. So they said they got this in LA, in Los Angeles, from a place called The Last Bookstore. And my stepmom said that she had found a bunch of like really cool stuff there, and she ended up meeting the artist, the creator of this deck, and she had all these decks, and the creator was telling her all about it. And my dad's like, I'm pretty sure my daughter would like that, and so they ended up buying it for me straight from the creator. I thought that was pretty cool. And my stepmom was like really proud of herself. She's like, you can't even find that on Amazon. That is like a one of a kind. I'm like, yep, we call them indie decks. So anyway, this is the box. It's beautiful. I knew as soon as I opened it and I was like looking at the box, I was like, oh, this is up my alley. Like, you guys are spot on. So anyway, I actually had to take a knife. I had to do Papa Squirrel's little tarot tip and put a little butter knife in here to like open it up, because otherwise I like couldn't get this open without kind of destroying the box. But anyway, let's take out some of the goodies that came with it. It was like all wrapped in a pretty silk bow, and I was like, ooh, the presentation was pretty. Okay, so let's put those off to the side. Okay, so we have this little card here, which gives you some information. And yes, this is her actual signature, so I thought that was pretty cool. And there's the backings, which we will get to in just a moment. Then you have her business card here. Also very beautiful. So, if you are interested in this deck, obviously you have the information there, and I will make sure that I also put the information in the description box down below. But you could see, yes, on the mezzanine above the Last Bookstore. So exactly where my stepmom says they got it. So yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so in here you have this little pamphlet, and it just goes right into the suits. But you could see in the background, it's got some art, which I think is pretty cool. It does have some interesting interpretations. So, if you do end up getting this, I would suggest maybe giving this a quick little read. And then, of course, we go to the back here. And there you go. La-ti-da. Okay, so let me put these back in to the box here. Okay. So I said we would take a look at the backs of the cards. By the way, these are just your standard tarot size. So your basic standard tarot size. What is that? Like 3 1/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches, something like that. I don't know, to get specific for you guys. But I think the backs are beautiful. At first, I didn't notice that these were 2 female silhouettes. I thought it was a weird upside down cup thing. So if you read reversals, obviously, it would be a little bit more difficult with this deck since it's not really a reversible backing. But I don't really read reversals. I read the inverse of the cards, but I don't need to physically have the card upside down for me to read a reversal. Okay. Also, Really good cardstock. So it's super smooth. It does have a coating to it, but it's not super shiny. It's very bendy, but I wouldn't call it flimsy by any means. It's a great cardstock. I mean, like, my stepmom and my dad did good. I'm like, this is a great deck. You know what? And I haven't even heard of this deck, like the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. I've never heard of it. I haven't even seen it. So I'm like, what? And my stepmom's like, it's kind of Victorian. And I knew that, that would probably be up your alley. And my dad's like, I just knew it was weird. And you like weird stuff. And like, I knew you'd like it. So anyway, I'm going to zoom in so you guys can take a look at the cards. So you could see it's definitely computer manipulation, but it's so weird and cool. And let me see. I have another deck that would probably pair well with this. It actually reminds me of the Oracle of Mystical Moments. It's got a very, very, very similar feel to it. So yeah, this deck is definitely up my alley. And I love the interpretation. So yes, you get the basics of like a Rider-Waite-Smith. There's some elements that are very similar, but it's just there's a lot of interpretation that I wouldn't necessarily see things a particular way, and I'm like, wow, that's a different way of looking at it. Or there's new elements kind of brought in to kind of freshen up an OG RWS, which I think is pretty cool. Oops. Let's bring that guy back here. This is your Emperor. And the coloring is very soft. And there's a lot going on in these pictures, these images, where you want to really take a look at, everything that's going on. And what's cool is because there is so much going on in what looks like almost a rather simplistic image, like where, there's like, your main image here. There's a lot going on with it if you get really close. So I think that, maybe the same thing wouldn't stand out to you each time, which would help to diversify your readings, and how you, would go about an interpretation, because something else would stand out to you. And I think that definitely aids in the uniqueness of the deck. This one is the card that I actually pulled for my stepmom. So I used it for our 4th of July party. It was at my aunt's house, and like my dad and my stepmom were there, and my dude and some of my aunt's friends, and I think even my uncle stopped by. But I ended up doing readings for people, and that was cool because nobody had ever really gotten a tarot reading before. They were very curious about it. I had all these like little old ladies, like these like 70 and 80-year-old ladies are like, oh wow, what is this? And and they were like super Christian, but they were like open to it, and I had to just kind of like tell them what tarot is, and I just thought that was so cool. And they were like, oh, so this is more like a psychological tool, like for self-help. And they were like, oh, that's interesting. They're like, we had no idea. They're like, we thought it was just for like fortune tellers. I'm like, no, not really. I mean, some people do that, but not me. So yeah, we had a lot of fun, and out of nowhere, I ended up doing some spirit readings with it, which was cool. I ended up being able to channel my my grandfather on my dad's side, my Filipino grandfather, and so my dad was able to, like, I guess, kind of have a conversation with him. That was pretty cool. My stepmom was able to connect with her father, which was also pretty cool. My aunt was a little bit more hesitant. She says, this kind of stuff kind of freaks her out. She finds it interesting, but she's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for a message from anyone, or I don't know if I'm ready for a question. So I was like, that's cool. I don't want to push it on anybody, but yeah, I mean, these images, if you like some of that photo manipulation, if you like a romantic type art, Victorian art, or like super eclectic and quirky, this is totally up your alley. Oh my gosh, that 10 of Wands. See, it's not like your typical like person trudging up the mountain with like a bunch of sticks on their back. I mean, let's take a look at this. There literally is this like skeleton, which is a part of her, and looking in this mirror with this face poking out, and then you have these like roots and veins which almost look like a part of a leaf, and it's, oh my gosh, it's so freaking cool, man. I just want to share this with you guys. I'm not saying you have to go out and go buy it for sure, you know. I mean, obviously if you like it and you want to go get it, I mean, that's your prerogative. But for me, I like it. I want to share it with you guys. One of the best birthday gifts ever. Love that, lovers. It's like these birds are actually, they have these like mechanical human bodies. It's pretty cool. I like it's the Hanged Woman. Oh, that Wheel of Fortune too. That was the Fates, which I also thought was pretty cool. Renamed the Fates. A Justice. It's like slightly dark, kind of creepy, but also really beautiful and soft. I like it. And the Creatrix, renamed from the Magician. The coating on these cards makes them a little slippy slidey, but not too bad. Oh, it's so pretty. So yeah, since I got it for my birthday, this has been getting a lot of love. See what I'm saying? Like it's little slip slidey here. And that tower is freaking awesome. Do I actually want a tower in my life? I don't know, but okay. I'm just gonna do a little shuffle with this so you can see how it shuffles, but also I want to do a quick little reading just so you can see how I read with it. If the message connects with you, I mean, cool beans, but this is just very general, just kind of what do we need to know right now? So hey, let me know if this message does connect with you. But let's go ahead and pull 3 cards. Let's go this card, this back card, and we'll go with this top card here. Okay, so let me put these off to the side. And let's flip her over. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords. We have the, okay, another 8. 8 of Pentacles. You know, this girl kept coming out at the party too, at the 4th of July party. Interesting. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. Gorgeous. Actually, you know what? Let me bring these up so you guys can get a really good look at these cards. I mean, totally cool for the 8 of Swords, right? Just a lot different looking. And then you have the 8 of Pence here. And look at what she's stitching. Like, that's so cool. And then her feet. It's like she's a compass. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's put this all together for just a little general message. Interesting with the eights though. And then here technically it's just a 5 missing a 3. Okay. Okie dokie. This is what I'm getting with these cards here. I'm getting that the center card is kind of like the main theme of this little mini general reading. But, and again, this could pertain to myself too, so I'm not excluding myself, but I feel like somebody who's been working really hard, like more, maybe almost working their fingers to the bone, you know, really pushing themselves, maybe feeling like they're lazy, therefore they have to push themselves even more, even though I don't think other people would describe you as lazy at all. Probably they'd describe you as like a workaholic. But I feel like all this work, you know, it seems like, you know, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. But it's creating almost this like anxiety and being trapped in this, what you want to call it, like routine of just work, and then I wake up and then it's this, and then I wake up and then it's this, and then I wake up and it's this, you know, it's like Groundhog Day, but no fun, you know. And this 5 of Pentacles is like, you know, it's reminding you that you could work and work and work and work and work, you know, and put all of your, but there's so much that you lose when that becomes your sole focus, you know, like it's all consuming, you know, there's got to be some sort of work-life balance. And it seems like, you know, you miss out on, well, not only nurturing yourself and taking care of your health and your mental health and friendships and family and all of that. There's just so much that you lose that what this reading is saying. And again, it's just general, it's just quick. There's so much to be lost to being a slave to whatever it is that you're doing. You know, the loss is greater than what would be gained by continuing to perform in this manner. Okay, so just a little just check in, you know, maybe some of you guys have been working really hard and maybe it's just a, hey, maybe you take a little break. Maybe you incorporate some family time, some friends time, call somebody up, you know, take a nice long bath, something like that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, this was the Dreamkeeper's Tarot, and my stepmom and my dad got it at the last bookstore in Los Angeles, California. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys dug it. Let me know if you have this deck or if you've heard of this deck. I mean, for me, I hadn't even heard of it. Like, this was a total surprise when I got it for my birthday. I have not seen images of this deck. I have not heard of this deck. I don't know how. I was like, whoa, like that's a surprise in itself. Like, how do you know about a deck that I don't know about? But anyway, if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. Hey, let me know if you want me to use the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. I'd be more than happy to. I have a variety of readings. I even have conchomancy readings where I read with seashells. People really seem to enjoy those. But I have room and body sprays. I have salves. My Goddess of the Rose Beauty Salve is my most popular seller. It's made with roses straight from my garden. So the quantity, or yeah, the availability of that is really dependent on my rose bushes. So, you know. I also have my Travel Witch altar pendants. I have my Ancestral altar pendants. I have my Rainbow Bridge altar pendant for your furry, feathery, scaly loved one. I have bracelets that I make. I also have my Wally's World Oracle. I too am a deck creator, but this was made in conjunction of our beautiful community here in the spiritual community of their favorite sacred spots all over the world. That's my little puma, Wally. So this is Wally's World. It's a healing journey through sacred sites, so definitely check that out on my website. And I also have a newsletter in case you guys are interested. It's a newsletter that I create once a month. I send it out on the first of every month. It's free to sign up, and I only hit your inbox once a month because I totally am not into the spam game, because I don't like being part of the spam game. And it's got witchy DIYs, arts and crafts DIYs, channels that I'm watching, of stones that I'm using, teas that I'm drinking, decks that I'm using, all kinds of good stuff. So if that interests you, go ahead and sign up. And hey, if you want to send me a little love, for as little as $1 a month, over at patreon.com/kittensweights and tarot, it definitely helps out the channel so I can continue to create fun, educational content. You know, sometimes I make videos just for the sake of being funny. Sometimes I make them more educational, and sometimes I try to you know, do more giveaways, and I want to create another meetup. You know, when all this mess that's going on right now is over, I want to do another meetup. Homies at Patreon definitely help me out with that. So anyway, I will catch you spiritual homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.